Just
Prabhuji, you are in mute. We are not able to hear Prabhuji.
Can anybody hear Prabhuji?
No.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Visheshaya Shunyavani Bhakshat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya O Nityananda Vedic Gadadhara Shivas Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So yesterday's, let me just revise what I did. Yesterday, I introduced this is a chapter on middle six chapters, more focused on bhakti. Therefore, they are called the bhakti chapters. And it began with Krishna asking us to become a devotee and become attached to him, and then therefore completely understand him by hearing him. Emphasize the topic about hearing about Krishna, which is very important in spiritual. Yeah. Then Krishna said, I am going to teach you all knowledge, both material and spiritual. And Krishna said in the third chapter of the last chapter that rare, very rare somebody can understand him. So in that sense, Krishna is congratulating all of you. Thousands of men, somebody is interested in spiritual life. And among them, very rare somebody can understand him. Then Krishna explained how there are 8 kind of energies, earth, water, fire, air. I explained how these energies are defined. And ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, total constitute 8 energies. Apart from these 8 energies, Krishna talked about the soul, which is superior to all the material energies, which is actually Jiva Bhuva Mahabhava, Yayedam Dharite Jagat, sustaining the whole world. And then Krishna talked about how he can be understood in the present situation we are in. Present situation, we can meditate on him. When we drink water, is a taste of water. And when actually we, this is the different manifestation, this is the light of the sun and the moon. So Prabhupada says it is difficult to avoid him. Then comes the strength of the strong. I talked about how a strength should be used for a good purpose, like Parikshit Maharaj in protecting innocent cow in the pool. And Krishna said, actually, because you're covered by the 3 modes, it's difficult for us to perceive him, but we can perceive him if we surrender to him. Devi Eshu Gurumai, Ma Maya Duratya, Mam Eva Prapadyante, Maya Mitam Taranti. They, Krishna will save us if we surrender to him, even though presently we may be totally covered by Maya. And Krishna says there are 4 kind of people find it very difficult to surrender to him. There is this one was the Buddha, fool, who has no time, then was the sinful personality, and then was the person whose mind is stolen by illusion, very proud of his so-called certificates, and who is Asura. So 3 of them I picturized here. This was a Buddha, having no time, and this was Radha, lowest of the mankind, this Jagai and Madai, and then Asura, who is overall envious of anybody better than him. Then the 4 kind of people do surrender. They are very pious. And we explained the 4 people to be Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnanicha, Bhartashava. We took the example of Artho like Gajendra and Draupadi, and Artharthi who want money like this Dhruv Maharaj and Sugriva. And then Jigyasu was Parikshit Maharaj and the sages of Naimisharanya, and Gyani was Shukdev Goswami, who surrendered to the Lord. And then Krishna said, among them, person whose knowledge is better. And then Krishna continues, after many, many births, Bahunam Janmanamante, after many births, you come to take my shelter. Then I said, if anyway, after many births, if we take shelter, if we're cultivating knowledge, any field of knowledge, medicine, physics, engineering, Vedas, anything, you will surrender to Krishna and declare Krishna is everything. So if you're going to do it after many births, why don't do it now? That's intelligent. Why wait? Then Krishna says, okay, so such opportunity lies in surrendering, but some people do not surrender to me. They avoid me and they go to worship Devi Devata. Whatever they get from them, I only give, but they are still attracted to the temporary fruits which they get in that whole process. And Krishna says, apart from this, there are also some people who avyaktam, who think that I had no form and personality. And today I've assumed form and personality. So impersonalists and the previous one I call them, technically not only I call dictionary, they call pantheists, worshippers of many gods, and impersonalism, that is obstacle in our development of bhakti. And Krishna says, actually, I am not revealed to everybody unless he has a proper devotion attitude of surrender and service. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet griham-indriya sevon mukhe vivado swayameva spurati adaha. And then Krishna says that somebody's life is very pure. Yesham to adagatam papam, no sin acts in his life. Jananam punya karmana, birth out of that doing pious activity, then only he can surrender to me. And the chapter concluded like that. So let us go to today's chapter, day 8. This chapter is very interesting. There is something most important part of our life. Death is discussed in the chapter from beginning to end. Akshara Brahma Yoga. Arjuna inquired, "Oh my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is self?" He asked 8 questions here. What are the fruitive activities? What is the mental manifestation? What are the demigods? Please explain this to me. How the Lord of sacrifice live in this body? Which part does it live? O Madhusudana, how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? So immediately we believe, why now? Why this question now asked by Arjuna? Reason here. The last 2 verses of the 2nd chapter, Krishna spoke some difficult words. He says, Brahma, Adhyatma, Adi Deva, Adi Yagnam, Prayana Kale, means death time. So immediately Arjuna inquired, what is all this? Just like suppose physics teacher is teaching you something and suddenly says some difficult words. It's just this, I don't know what are these words. So looks like Arjuna by these symptoms is hearing word by word. No, Krishna, I just don't rush, wait. I don't understand this word. Brahma, Adhyatma, Adideva. Please tell me these words. That's this chapter. So Krishna explains the answer to these 8 questions are here. Chapter I can finish in one slide. Brahman is the jiva. Adhyatma, the nature of the jiva. Karma is the actions which lead to the material body. Adibhuta is for material nature. Adideva is for the universal form, which includes all the devata. Adi Yagna is Paramatma. Where does Adi Yagna reside? In the heart of all the living entities. And how to remember Krishna at the time of death? Practice remembrance throughout life. So now the last question will be the one which will whole chapter will go on that focus. Because just like how to pass the final exam, that is what this chapter will focus on. Others are just technical terms which are explained by Krishna in the beginning. The indestructible transcendent living entity is called Brahman, his eternal nature is called the self. Action pertaining to the development of those mental bodies is called karma, of fruitive activities. Krishna quickly brushes all these questions he answers, but he focuses on the most important question, how do you remember him at the point of death? The indestructible transcendent living entity is called Brahman, eternal nature is called the self. Action pertaining to development of these mental bodies is called karma, of fruitive activities. This I explained in the picture on the right hand side. Physical nature is known to be endlessly mutable. Mental nature is constantly transforming. The universe is the cosmic form of the Supreme Lord, and I am that Lord, represents Super Soul dwelling in the heart of every immortal being. I am in your heart, Arjuna, as a Paramatma. This is, very interesting transformation of the life of a caterpillar. No, not caterpillar. Andakale cha mameva swaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshayaha. Whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. This is Bhishma, very famous personality. Very few people know about his devotion attributes. He's known as the great general of the Mahabharata war and grand old man. Anybody old we say is a Bhishma. But something very unique about Bhishma was a very, very great devotee. So much great devotee that when he was leaving the body, Krishna personally, Narayana came and stood in front of him. In fact, he was a devotee of Lord in the 400 form. So Krishna took the Narayana form and he was standing in front of him as Narayana. And he offered beautiful prayers to Krishna when he left his body. We are doing morning time, every day one point of one chapter of Bhagavatam. I'll be reading very soon, Bhishma's prayers to Krishna. Today will be Veda Vyasa meditation before he writes Bhagavatam. Yesterday we discussed Narada's life. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked this question in Mahabharata, that what is, his four brothers were died, almost died because of drinking some poison, and then Yaksha come in front of him. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, he asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, if he answers some questions, I'll make them alive. So he's asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, what is the most wonderful thing in the world? Yudhishthira says, Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti ha yamalayam sheshas tavaram icchanti kim asharya atha param. He says, this is the greatest wonder in this world. Every moment all around me I see death, but I think I'll never die. And I never prepare for death. This is the biggest wonder I see in this world. Nobody agrees he will die, even though every moment, every day he sees left, right, center, death is happening. So many living entities are dying, his friends die, his uncles die, everybody, but he thinks he will not die. Now Krishna talks about the rule of transmigration. Just like your Newton's different laws, there's a law of transmigration. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajate ante kalevaram tam tam viveti kaunteya sata tat bhava bhavitaha. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, he will attain that without fail. This is the law. Krishna explained that. Whatever you meditate at the point of death, I will kindly give you the body to facilitate that desire. Now, Bhagavatam talks in story of Bharat Maharaj, in which it happened. This is the story. Bharat Maharaj was before born as, as a great king, son of Rishabhadeva, a very great exemplary king. He ruled magnificently. People are so happy with his rule. India became known as Bharatvarsha. Such a great rule. Not India actually. Bhagavatam says the whole earth was named Bharatvarsha, not only India. There, this king, Bharat Maharaj, was one day sitting and doing his meditation. He left his kingdom, and he was quite young still, could have ruled more, but he wanted to immediately practice spiritual life. So handed the throne to his son, his son. Bharat Maharaj handed to his son. And then he came to the forest for meditation and spiritual development. You can see he's doing homas, chanting, meditation, everything. Different age, different practices. So what happened here, that one day while doing his spiritual practices, he saw a she-deer running in the fear of a tiger. And then, seeing this, you can see the small stream, it tried to jump across the stream. She was pregnant and she was in a stage of fear. And sometimes when you are in a stage of fear, there is called a premature delivery. She delivers a child. And exhaustion and delivery, she dies. And the child is out, falls in the stream, nobody take care. Bharat Maharaj gets up, picks up the deer, and starts taking care of the deer. Interestingly, surprisingly, a mistake occurs. He becomes too attached to the deer and forgets his spiritual life gradually. Can you see that? He's doing his rituals, but his eyes are not on the ritual. He's looking at the deer. Quite like we do japa sometimes, distracted japa, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Eyes are on the TV or in the newspaper or here and there. So he is doing his spiritual practices, but distracted spiritual practices slowly. And then he loses his total focus and gets too attached to the deer. The deer doesn't have much to do with him. As he grows, he has to look for his own, deer has to look for his own she-deer, and he has his own life. But he is now foolishly running behind the deer whole day. And it becomes to such an extent that one day, searching for the deer, he falls down from a mountain and he dies. You can see that he has fallen down from a mountain and died. And the deer comes running looking for him, and he dies thinking of the deer. Next life he becomes a deer. But Krishna is very kind, compassionate. That's why it's recorded in the Bhagavatam. He helps him. What way Krishna helps him? He gives him Krishna gives him the memory of the mistake he made. So next life, when he's a deer, he can actually remember. And he goes near ashram where people are doing spiritual practices, and he eats the flowers there, keeps himself in a spiritual atmosphere, and then he dies in the body of the deer. Next life became a personality known as Jada Bharata, a very spiritually advanced soul. And Krishna has kept the memory, exception case, kept the memory alive in a previous verse. So he becomes so serious in this life, he hardly talks to anybody. He's all the time doing his spiritual practices, but external world looks like a madman. And then in this life, later once, king uses him to carry his chariot, Rahuguna. And he was very cautious while carrying the chariot. Was not stepping on any ant. And therefore, the chariot was shaking a bit. And at the time, the king starts scolding him, "You fat man, blah, blah, blah." So, out of his own accord, this life he had not spoken even once to anybody. He starts speaking. He said, "My dear king, I'm neither a thin man or not a fat man. I'm a spirit soul." So, the king gets a shock speaking, getting spiritual knowledge with such faith. He understands that this looks to be some self-realized soul which I'm using for my pleasure. So the king jumps out of the chariot, falls at the feet of Jadabharata and requests him to instruct him in spiritual science. And there are 3 chapters of Bhagavatam explaining his beautiful instructions to Rahuguna. This shows his great spiritual learning. So this is the story of. So it shows the story why I recounted because it shows how at the time of death what you think will get a body accordingly. But suddenly you cannot think of what you want. The time of death what you think it depends on the desires you have cultivated. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yuddhacha mai arpita manobuddhi ma viveshyasi asamshaya. Therefore, all the time, because that could practice this, you have to practice. Always think of Krishna. In life, Krishna will arrange small exams. And the exams will, test our memory of the Lord. Just like a parrot, he can also chant Hare Krishna, but you hold the neck of the parrot. Parrot can repeat the chanting. You hold the neck, he says Kai Kai. He doesn't say Krishna. That means he's doing parrot chanting. So similarly, as we chant, the realizations become deep in the heart, and we will be able to remember the Lord at the point of death. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yuddhacha mahi arpita manobuddhi ma viveshyasi asamshayaha. So without any doubt, you'll come to me if you practice. You should practice. And this is Prahlad Maharaj making all his inmates in the school in Hiranyakashipu's time devotees. And then what happens was interesting. His father brings a sword to kill him and Narasimhadev comes out. Abhyasa yoga yuktena, Krishna says practice. I'll now take another story here to explain the practice. Chetasa nane gamina paramam purusham divyam yati partha anuchintayan. He who meditates on the Supreme Personality of God, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. Herein brings a story how we can degrade ourselves in spiritual life and how there is always a second chance for anybody. We always have a second chance, but we should take it. This was Ajamila, who was a very pious Brahmin at home, doing nice worship to Narayana, every day chanting Narayana's name and serving him. One day what happens, he goes to the forest to collect flowers for puja. His father tells him, better bring some flowers. He goes there as he was a young married boy that time. And in the forest, he hears some giggling sound of a boy and a girl. He knows what it means. But out of curiosity, he said, let me just see who are the people involved. Nothing will happen to me. Nothing will happen. 1 minute only, I'll just identify the people and get away from the sea. He was playing with fire. He went to see who are the people secretly. He could see a low-class man and a prostitute involved in this activity, right in the forest, laughing and embracing each other. In the beginning, he identified them. He wanted to go away, but it's only a matter of seconds. He's trapped. Then his heart desire has come to embrace the prostitute. This is a prostitute. Nah? I can also pay. I can also enjoy her. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. He gets totally, and as I explained in the previous chapter, second chapter, Dhyayata Vishaya Pumsa Sangaste Shubhajayate Sanga Sanjayate Kama Krodha Vijayate Krodha Adhavapati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Vibramaha Vidivamshad Buddhinashat Pranashati. Contemplation can turn anything into gold. So we become mad after anything just by contemplating. That's a danger. We should not contemplate on any vices. And that's what he did. And he got trapped. Then when he came back home, he was just thinking about the prostitute all the time. And then he said, I can't live without her. He didn't even know her 2 minutes before. No, I can't live without her. And he went out and went to the house of the prostitute, located her house, and met her. See, every day you look for a customer, you stay at my place. I'll give you enough money daily. You don't have to go here and there. She said, that's good. You'll really fulfill that. You are a priest. How are you going to do that? So don't worry. A lot of people give me dakshina, and that's enough, I think, to maintain it. He didn't know what people will now respond. Okay, see, anybody who becomes bitten by Maya thinks that there is nothing wrong with it. It's fine. I mean, I love her. I love her. Came back home. First thing, his wife and father, mother left the house. What's wrong with them? I'm just loving her. They've gone crazy over. I just want to love her. And I was trying to give excuse to the wife. I'm just getting a servant for you. You've been working very hard. I know what servant you are bringing here. She walked out of the house, rest of her life to cry at the parents' house. His own parents, father, mother, very priestly, saintly people say, we cannot live in this house. What has happened to us? My Lord, give him some intelligence. They also walked out of the house. Nobody to take care of them. They left their house to the child. And they were shelterless now. Their own house they handed over to the son. All the wealth they left there, my dear child. Hope this helps you. And the poor people on the streets died without shelter. And the wife crying and for life in the parents' house. And he lived with the prostitute for 65 years after that. So 20 years, matter of calculation. Until 85 years, he was a prostitute. Could not come out of the mess he created for himself within a second. Just 1 minute mistake, whole life is devastated. And 85 years, he had 10 children from the prostitute. And the last child he named Narayana, out of good intelligence which Krishna inspired within his heart. When he used to go daily for collecting dakshina to maintain the prostitute, people used to say, "Thuh, shameless man, you ask for dakshina now? What's wrong with you, these people? I'm just loving her. I love her. This is love." You people shout at me. I don't know how people respond today. Anybody will give dakshina. At that time, at least people didn't give dakshina. The place he was in is also recorded in the Bhagavatam, Kanya Kupcha, which is near Kanpur of today. So he could not get any money, but he can't leave her. I love her. So what he started doing, he started gambling and even murdering, doing all kind of vices just to maintain her. He never understood what is wrong with him. And then Krishna was the one person thinking how to save him. The rest of the society was spitting. This Ajamila, shameless man, just wearing a dress of a priest and a thread of a brahmana, shaved head of a priest, his activities and life are so abominable. People are only spitting at him. But there was one person thinking how to save him. That is Krishna, Narayana. Poor boy, just got trapped into this foolishness. How do I save him? Then Krishna made a plan. He made his son named Narayana. He inspired him when he was giving the name Narayana. Okay, Narayana. And then as the child grew up, within say 6 months old, 1 year old, whole the day he will be chanting in there. Narayana, how are you? Narayana, did you have your meal? Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. He was chanting. And chanting the holy name of the Lord was slowly getting sense. And then when the time of death came, when the Yamudutas came to catch him, he cried with tears in his eyes, Narayana, save me! Hook, Vishnudutas came. An exception case. Generally, one of them will come. If person is sinful, Yamudutas come. A person has a desire to go back to serve Narayana, Vishnudutas come. In his case, both came. First Vishnudutas, Yamudutas came and they caught him up. And they drag the soul. You can see by subtle ropes and they drag the soul away from the body, pull it out and take it away. That's what happens in most of the cases. But at this, when they were caught him, he said, "Why you are catching me? I'm a Brahmana." Acha, what kind of Brahmana you are? No, I was just loving, love. Yeah, love. You know what is love. I don't have to teach him. And they caught his soul and were dragging. Hook, Vishnudutas come. Wait! Don't touch this personality. Touch? Here is such a sinful man. He's saying, don't touch. Yes, he's not a sinful person. He's pure now, totally pure. And then there is a debate happens between Vishnudutas and Yamudutas. And Vishnudutas severely scold them that they don't know what is dharma, why they are disturbing a sinless man. Yamudutas is a sinless man. There's a list is like there's a list is like book is like a huge book, like Encyclopedia Britannica, the kind of sins he has done. And you say he's a sinless man. But they forbade them to touch him. You can see the picture here. And they said, get lost from this place after the discussion. They know they can't face them. He looks to be such a great person. They all look to be so divine, so pure. So Yamudutas leave the Ajamila and go away. And Ajamila now gets up. He understands what mistake he did. He saw the beautiful Vishnudas. Somehow his devotion, which was there in childhood, is revived. He leaves his house now, not even looking at that wife, so-called prostitute rather, and he goes to a holy place. And there he sits down and peacefully does Nama Japa, practices chanting name of Narayana intensely. In a temple, and this place is mentioned in Varanasi, sits down in a holy place and keeps chanting. And he has to, don't think it's a joke now. Once you break apart, even you put the pieces back, there are lines there. It's not easy to revive yourself when you do mistake, but there is always a second chance. Intensely does tapasya, tapasya means tears of repentance and penance. And when he is pure now, back pure, Vishnudas come, same Vishnudas come in a Vaikuntha Vimana, take him to the aeroplane, and he goes back to kingdom of God. This is a very nice story, recorded in Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada said the story is so important for Kali Yuga. Number one, and everybody the Ajamila today, nobody can say I remain totally a pure life. Embarrassing thoughts do go through our consciousness. And second thing is, holy name is the way for Kali Yuga. So he practically made a book out of the Bhagavata, this instance called Second Chance and the Life of Ajamila. Krishna then explained how we should meditate on him, not that we imagine or hallucinate. One should meditate upon Supreme Person, one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is a controller, who is smaller than smaller, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, who is always a person, is luminous like the sun, and is beyond this material nature. Therefore, I put one of the paintings of ISKCON. I find it most beautiful. And here the Devatas also doing meditation on the Lord. Here is Brahma with all the Devatas praying. This is the time he prayed for the Lord to come as Krishna. He prayed to the Lord to come down when the earth was in trouble. And here is Lord Shiva meditating on the Lord with his wife Parvati and other associates. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam shashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhi paramam gataha. After attaining the great souls who are yogis in devotion, never return to the temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they attained the highest perfection. This is taken from the 8th chapter. This is the story of Dhruva. Dhruva was in the childhood inserted by his stepmother, and he went to the forest to take revenge, in the sense, get a kingdom greater than his father. Because his mother said, I can't help it. Your father doesn't even look at me. After the new wife, he always thinks of her. So Dhruva got very hurt because father was neglecting him. And he asked mother, he was crying actually. Mother said, don't cry. There's no use crying. Let us solve this situation. He said, who can solve this? Look, impossible. No, Krishna can solve anything. So he goes to the forest for contemplation, and Dhruva Maharaj gets darshan of the Lord. And then after being a great king, Vaikuntha Vimana comes to take him back to Godhead. At that time says, no, first my mother. My mother is the one who told me, go to Krishna. So he says, okay, arranged. So the mother also was another Vaikuntha Vimana and went back to Godhead. So the recommendation works there in spiritual life. You can recommend somebody's name. From the highest planet to the lowest planet, all places of misery where repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam shashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhi paramam gataha. So there are difficulties everywhere in the material world, but there are no difficulties in the spiritual world. So this is the law system. Then Krishna talks about parastasmat bhavonyat vyakta vyakta sanatanaha, that beyond this material nature is the superior nature of the Lord. Parastasmat vyakta avyakta, beyond what is manifest to us, what is not manifest to us. Not everything is manifest to us. Unmanifest nature is called pradhana. So we see something in the world, take simple terms, many things in the universe we don't see. Beyond what you see and not see in this world is the spiritual kingdom of the Lord. Parastasmat bhav. And there is no natatbhashate shuryo, natashashankana pavakaha, yadgatvana nivartante tadhama paramam mamaha. In that abode of the Lord, there is no sun and moon. It is totally self-effulgent. So beautiful, that abode of the Lord. Place of having obtained one never. Krishna says, you come, have once you come. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's, I say, love letter. My dear child, come back. And this is the main line of the letter. Say, please, the place is so beautiful, my dear child, you will not come back to this world again. Having attained, you never return. Here is a little bit of discussion of the Vedic cosmology. I don't know in this class what I have done. Have I done in this class?
Prabhuji, can you repeat the previous point? You said something like one. What did you say? That once we attain the Lord's feet, we will not come back again.
And this is the prayer by
We didn't do that, Prabhuji.
great
We
Acharya
didn't do that.
and Sri Sampradaya. Prayers of King Kulushekara. Krishna Tvadiya Padapankajapa Panjarantam Advayame Vishatu Manasaraja Hamsaha Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pittai Kantavarodhana Vidho Smaranam Kutaste. Oh Krishna, please allow my mind to immediately yield to your lotus flower like fit, just as the flamingo enters in labyrinth of the lotus flower stem. When the movement of my last with the throat becomes constricted by the action of the bodily humors, air, bile, and phlegm, how will I be able to remove? Say, my Lord, let me die now. In old age, I find difficulty to utter your holy name. Let me die now. A person who accepts the path of devotion service is not better to the result derived from studying the Veda, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, pursuing philosophical fruitive activities. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode. This is the chapter analysis. Okay. Any questions on this?
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
we have not. Prabhuji, we have not covered that cosmic slide which you were about to show us.
Hare Krishna, everything is
Hare
understood?
Krishna.
Clear?
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji, we did not do that
Krishna,
slide
doubts?
on cosmic energy. In this class, we have not done the slide on cosmic energy,
sorry.
Prabhuji.
The speaker goes up. Hare Krishna. If everybody is silent, my speaker will go. Yeah, any questions?
Prabhuji, we did not do the slide on cosmic energy.
Oh, you wanted me to describe that?
Yes.
I was wondering whether I explained. So therefore,
No, not in this class, Prabhuji.
Oh, that's amazing. That will be very amazing. That's called Goloka chart, rather. I'm going to explain the universe as per the Vedas. And our Acharya Srila Prabhupada is always, as an Acharya should be, very confident of every description in the Shastra. One of the amazing description I want you all to read is the 3rd canto, 31st chapter of Bhagavatam, development of the child in the womb. Whenever I show that, I think I showed in one of the classes. It's amazing. How child development. Did I show here the child in the womb development?
No, Prabhuji.
no, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll do
No,
that.
Prabhuji.
Maybe I'll do that someday. Today, let me explain. The second thing, very, point is why it is exciting is that Kapila Muni, who is explaining Sankhya to his mother Devahuti, talks about development of the child day after day. Day 1, this is development. Day 3, this is development. Day 7, this is development. It's shocking to any my scientist friend. They say, how is it possible him to talk all this? Because it is difficult to see anything inside. Did they have some kind of a, I don't know what you call it in medical terms. What do you call it? What kind of scan? You can see the child inside. All this, and they say it's very restricted in India because you can determine even the sex of the child, male or female, by the scan. What do you call that scan? Medical terms.
CT scan.
CT scan? Whatever scan.
Ultrasound.
Ultrasound scan. Many other doctors have it, but it is in India restricted that you cannot tell who the male or child. You can know by that. So they didn't have any ultrasound scan, but how was it telling the development day after day? That surprises them. They develop some faith. But another thing that is exciting is Shukadev Goswami, 5th canto, describing the universe. And what happens there, just like if you go to the 3rd chapter, when you hear the detail, immediately you develop a lot of faith. My God, this person is amazing, Shukamuni. How is it? So then there is more description there, the life of the unborn child in the womb, because Bhagavatam says he's not the body, he's the soul, and he's feeling, quite uncomfortable, trapped in the bag like this, and it describes his world. And there is amazing discussion I have a video based on that. Some classes I have shown. I wonder why I didn't show here. I think I showed. Okay. Then there is another thing which is Shukadeva Goswami talks beautifully in the 5th canto. This was in the 3rd canto, Kapila Muni, and the 5th canto, Shukamuni himself described Parikshit Maharaj, the whole universe. The distances between planets and different things you see in the sky, all under which doesn't have 1% mistake compared to today. Isn't that shocking? There was no way he had, all this calculation to measure the distance. What is this going on? If you see that, you get the Prabhupada said, now I choose this. This will shock the world and make them understand and appreciate the Vedas. Build a Vedic planetarium based on the Vedic study. So if you sit below and, depict the whole Vedic planetarium, everything is moving as per the Vedas, not according to your system. What you see is same. What you see is same. If you look at the sky above and go out, it's the same. That's a planetarium. Planetarium, what you see is the one outside, but you can see in details. And it says they can go level by level, and they will be shocked to see it's not the way their cosmology is, according to the Vedic cosmology. And that he told devotees to build a beautiful planetarium, and that will be the headquarters of ISKCON. Temple of Vedic Planetarium, tovp.org. If you see that, you will see amazing work. Maybe next year we open it. A lot of work went into that. Acharya's desire. He left that with us, the desire, TOVP. So the same thing I'll describe for you because we run up to the planetarium, ISKCON did everything, designing. Maybe first time such detailed Vedic cosmology, which I'll show you the graph, but they have built a 3D model there, which they are going to develop. So this is, you can see TOVP, this is ISKCON's headquarters, where this temple is coming up. Okay, it will take time, so let me leave this aside. Let me go to what I skipped. I thought I have explained, so but some classes. Can you see this now? So look, come on the left-hand side, you can see. I think I can do a better job. That's called Goloka chart. I think in the class I did share with many groups. This is good. Have I shared with you people this? On your this is the Goloka.
No, sir.
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
Today I'll share this. Amazing. Can you see this? Oh, beautiful. This is the abode of the Lord, Krishna. Krishna, that's also known as Krishna Loka, spiritual world. Krishna resides with Radharani and all intimate associates. You can see all the pastimes of the Lord all around, with the devotees, with Mother Yashoda, the different leaves represent that. And these are the first associates of Krishna. That is Lalita, Vishakha, Suchita, 8 principal gopis, and then all the pastimes are here. This is Goloka. Here, nobody knows he's God. Nobody knows. Krishna makes him forget. In fact, these are the most intimate associates, and to facilitate higher rasas, that is Sakya, Vasalya, and Madhurya, which only Krishna allows. Sakya means friendship, Vasalya means parent, and Madhurya means lover relationship. Krishna makes them forget. This is the Goloka. And in the Goloka, Krishna Loka, there are 3 parts, not only Goloka. We can see there is Mathura and Dwaraka. In Mathura, there is more awe and reverence than Goloka. They just don't know. Mathura, to some extent, they know he is powerful. Like Vasudeva, Devaki always are in awe and reverence of their son. They know he's God. And in Dwarka, much, much more awe and reverence builds up. So the distance between us and God increases to some extent. The sweetness is the Goloka. Sweetest part of the spiritual world is Goloka, like the sun in the center. And just like and this is the Vaikuntha planets. Ayodhya Dham comes in between the Goloka Dham and Vaikuntha Dham, because here Lord is also 2-handed. In Vaikuntha Dham, the Lord is 4-handed. And Narayana, feature of the Lord, and then unlimited planets of the Narayana feature, because the Lord has 4 things which you can hold in the hand, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, which you can hold in 4 factorial ways. So there will be so many forms of Narayana. has so unlimited Vaikuntha planets. Even the size of the planets is unlimited, not like metal world where everything is limited. Now you can see this. This is Narayana, and these are the mantra we chant to achieve Narayana's lotus feet. And these are all energies of Narayana, Shivu, all energies serving Narayana. These are the associates of the Lord, Narayana around him. And similarly, the different expansions of the Lord, different avatars of the Lord, all surround Narayana feature. Now this is, then there is the creation. I wanted to explain where we are there. Goloka namne dijidamani talecha tasya devi haresha devi mahesha haridhamisha teshu teshu. Brahma explained this four abodes. Goloka Dhama, Vaikuntha Dhama, Mahesha Dhama. This is Lord Shiva's place. You can see Sadashiva here. And then the metal world. Now let us, I'll not go on Shiva Tattva today. That itself is a very big explanation. And here is Mahavishnu. Actually, sequence is like that. Krishna expands to Balaram. He doesn't. Balaram is in the first personality in mood of servitude, even though he is Vishnu Tattva himself, but in the mood of servitude to the Lord. He expands to the four quadruple expansions. So you can see Aniruddha here, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He expands to this four. You can all see this. Four directions. And they predominate the spiritual world. And below is when Sankarshana expands to Narayana, Narayana again expands to the second set. You can see in the four corners again, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva. And yeah, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Sankarshana. These are the four expansions of the Lord, the spiritual. Vaikuntha also second set. And the second Sankarshana then expands to, he expands to Mahavishnu. Actually he expands to Sadashiva also. Sadashiva is actually Vishnu Tattva. But then Mahavishnu, when he has to create, first thing there is this Pradhana. Pradhana is, metal energy is always eternal. Energy is always eternal. But the Lord wants the energy now to manifest in metal world. He glances at the metal energy, Pradhana, and that Pradhana starts taking the shape of Mahatattva. Pradhana, Mahatattva difference is Mahatattva is not manifest, Pradhana is unmanifest. Just like your car. If I spread all the parts of your car in a room, so where is the car? Here is the car. But it's not, it's disassembled. So that is Pradhana. But assembled, now taking shapes into the proper vehicle for all metal ingredient, that is called Mahatattva. And the Lord glances at the metal energy. At that time, in his glance, all the living entities are there. Now, his glance is also like a globe. And his wife Lakshmi, Rama Devi, understand the intention of the Lord. The Lord wants again metal world to manifest. Metal nature is a chance for those who do not want to serve the Lord to realize their dreams of being independent of the Lord, and also give them an opportunity to surrender back to him. So two things it does together, the creation. Krishna feels, let me give them a chance, let them fulfill their desires. At the same time, I will encourage them to surrender back to me. That's why the creation occurs, by the desire of the Lord, let there be creation. Just like in Christianity also, this word is there, let there be creation, but the details are not there. Here are the details now. So the pores of Mahavishnu, unlimited universes you can see are coming out in the seedling form. In science, with a big bang, but no details are there again. Here's the universe in the seedling form come out from the pores of Mahavishnu, like golden eggs, and it gets covered by the metal energy. That is happening one part. And Lord, unlimited living entities are coming out from Mahavishnu. Rama Devi sees it. He expands to a personality called Durga. But before the living entities take birth in the lap of Durga, one form of Vishnu comes, which is known as Shiva. Shiva is actually form of Vishnu only. But slight difference is there because he comes in contact with the metal energy. Vishnu keeps himself aloof because metal energy means Maya, illusion. I am the body, I am the enjoyer, all Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So Shiva comes in between because Vishnu never touches metal energy. He maintains his distance. And Lord Shiva is a form of the Lord, therefore, it's like milk turned into curd. It's milk at the same time, not milk. Coming in contact with the metal energy, this spatial form of the Lord takes the called Shambhu, Lord Shiva. So Shambhu is different from Sadashiva because Sadashiva maintain this total spiritual nature is Vishnu Tattva itself. Because Shambhu is like a lamp, a bit covered now because of contact with the material energy. Doesn't display the same power like Vishnu. And then comes the metal world. So now each universe, I told you, is like an egg covered with metal energy. Lord Vishnu expands. This Vishnu is called Karno Dakshay Vishnu. He expands, or also known as Mahavishnu. Imagine the size. The universe is coming in a seedling form from his body, like elephant. You see the child, you get idea of the size of the elephant. So similarly, if you see the seedling forms itself, our universe seedling seems so Mahavishnu has a massive form. Now the Lord enters, Mahavishnu expands as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, which lies down in every universe. When you go to the Trivandrum, the temple, Adishesha temple, the $20 billion temple, that's his temple. The Lord is lying down, and Garbhasuti, we offer prayers to him. And from the navel of the Lord, Brahma is born. The stem is not like this, twisted, but to give a different idea about different planetary system, it is shaped like that. It's a smooth stem. And the Lakshmi is messaging his lotus feet. Lord is lying on Anantasesha as usual. And all the different planetary systems are coming. First, the Brahma is born and is secondary creator, is not the primary creator. It's the secondary. Therefore, is born from the Lord. And Brahma gets into the creating different living entities, their bodies, and all the different planetary systems, the abodes. This is the earthly planetary system. Bhu, above is Bhava, Swaha, Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka. So Bhagavatam 5th canto gives a total description of each planetary system, what is the standard of life there, and what people are doing there. And also below, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. The Naraka Lokas, which we hellish planet, are below this Patala. Some people think below is hell. No. Hell is separately constituted. The 28 kind of hells, a different kind of reformation, like ICU, intense reformation is offered. These are general wards, 14 general wards. And this is ICUs, 28 varieties of ICUs. And there's a Shirodaksha Vishnu, the Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu also expands then to Shirodaksha Vishnu, who generally is the Vishnu we talk about. He manages his world. He's in the heart of everybody, everything that's happening inside also every atom. That's why we see Narasimha came out of a pillar. The Lord is there inside even every atom. And Shirodaksha Vishnu is the one who takes charge of managing this world. Okay? And this is Dhruva Loka where the Lord resides. So this is the Vedic cosmos. Any questions on this now? It's clear?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, you said Shiva is one of the forms of Lord Vishnu. Then, but we have a separate thing of the concept of Trinity, no? The creator, the destroyer, and the person who imparts education. That and this has a separate connotation, is it?
No. See, in this world, Trinity is only taking a limited sphere. We only look at the aspect from at a certain stage. We are not going right from the beginning, how they came into being. The Brahma is not born on his own. Brahma is not independent. You can also become Brahma if you're qualified. Brahma is a post. Most pious living entity gets that post. Just like in a jail. It's a big post in a jail. Metal world is like a jail. See, covered by 7 layers of metal energy. It's a jail. The head of the jail is Durga. Durga means jail. Head of the jail, Durga. So Brahma has a very important role in this, but he is not all in all. But he has an important, because he does creation within this metal world, he has we look at creator. And Lord Shiva is involved in destruction. He's actually doing tapasya. He'll be called for action during destruction. And Vishnu does the maintenance, Shirodaksha Vishnu. So they are managing this world. But then originally, among them, Vishnu is supreme. Correct? Not that even though they have equivalent departments, the executive powers they have 3 big offices. Brahma has a big office, Shiva has a big office, So we may feel normal people, there are 3 gods. Please don't give me this. How can there be 3 gods? No, God has to be one. No? So how do you define God? So Bhagavad says the definition of God should be not controller, because then you get confused. Because, say, in your house, you are the controller. In the city, somebody else is the controller. In your country, somebody else is the controller. Correct? And we get confused. So let us talk about the origin. Janmadi, the source of the origin. that is always Vishnu. But in the metal world, he uses Brahma and Shiva also for creation and destruction. It makes it clear.
So you are saying
Yes,
Vishnu
thank you.
is the.
So
So you,
today I'm creating revolution for many people. I know that. Yeah.
Prabhuji, one clarification is needed. So you are is my understanding correct? So Parabrahman is the Vishnu according to what you're saying, and then anything else are Adi Devas like Vishnu, Brahma, Sadasiva, Vishnu, and Brahma are the powers that come from a Parabrahman, or Adi Devas, the
Please,
boon
please,
the
please,
boon
please,
fillers
please.
is what you're trying to say.
Wait. Please, why you are avoiding to take name of Krishna? Why you are avoiding? What is the system of avoiding name of God? Why you are again saying Parabrahma but not saying Krishna? Why you do that? It's not good, no? Why we avoid?
No, I'm not avoiding.
Why you are avoiding?
From today's PowerPoint, you're saying
Why you are
is
avoiding name of Parabrahma, Krishna? Parabrahma refers only to Vishnu. Parabrahma never refers to any Jiva or Shiva. It refers to Vishnu. But why you are avoiding name of Vishnu? Correct? See, that is how we have been taught in the society today. God ultimately has no form, and he takes some form. You can imagine him in any form you like. Correct? Isn't it? We generally say, last chapter we discussed that Krishna said, Avyaktam Vyakti Mahapan Mannete Mam Abudhya. See, that if you feel like that, Krishna says, it's not very intelligent. God has a form and a beautiful personality. I showed you the Goloka, I showed Vaikuntha. God is there with beautiful form and personality with amazing devotees, isn't it? Okay, so don't avoid saying Vishnu. Why you're avoiding and say Parabrahma, Parabrahma? What do you gain by that? Correct? So don't avoid. Avoid means you say, I don't agree to Vaikuntha. That's then your life. I can't do anything about it. I'm just speaking according to what Bhagavatam and Gita says. Correct? I can just repeat. It's not my imagination. This is from Bhagavatam and Gita. And I can give reference for every one of these things from the Shastra. Every one of these things. In fact, in the chart itself, left and right, all references are there. But correct? This is not imagination, please. This is from the Shastra. So don't avoid. So Lord has a beautiful form. Vaikuntha is a 400 form. Goloka is 200 form. Vaikuntha is for people who serve the Lord with awe and reverence. But those devotees who want to serve the Lord in intimacy go to Goloka. Great. So in the metal world, generally people think, generally, this is true for us, 83 things. No. Shiva and Brahma have come from Vishnu. They are not independent. And Brahma is a Jiva. So Shiva's position is even greater because it's almost Vishnu, almost. Just for contact with the metal energy, the Lord transforms into Lord Shiva. And Shiva has original form as Sadashiva, which is a Vishnu Tattva in the spiritual world, which is totally, as good as Vishnu, which is Sadashiva in this description. Okay.
So, Swamiji, all you are saying is Brahma, Vishnu, and
Tell your name. I come to know.
this is Manindra.
Yeah.
So, what you are trying to say, I mean, I'm sorry, what I understood, I have very basic, let's say it's not even less than a drop of a ocean. So, for a normal brain like mine to understand this, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara are nothing but created by the original God Krishna. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it's this. I'm not saying this. The whole chart explains. See here, this is Goloka where the Lord resides with intimate devotees, most intimate devotees. They don't even care to know Krishna is God. And Krishna showed a trailer of that in Vrindavan. Therefore, the most sweetest pastimes of Krishna happened in Vrindavan, where he dealt with the devotees like Mother Yashoda, and actually all of them came from Goloka, because that kind of pastime you have to have very, very pure devotees. You see, when the demons saw Krishna, they attacked him. Or when the Devatas also tried to mess up the pastime, like Indra tried to, throw rain and all. It's not easy to deal with such pure pastimes of the Lord. And therefore, sometimes we may feel, why I'm not in Vaikuntha? Because I'm not ready now. I'll mess up the Lord's pastime. And then Krishna has to, keep protecting his devotees from me, who is a disturber. And middle word, I come when I have a desire to be independent of the Lord. And I don't want to participate in Lord's pastime. I want to be the Ishvara. I want to be the controller, but which is artificial, which cannot happen. I'm not the controller. So Krishna says, okay, I'll still facilitate, my dear child, I'll facilitate. That's why the creation happens, for us to get a kick of being independent for the Lord. And look how much details the Lord gets into just for the creation of this. And he has an expansion, Karno Daksha Vishnu, which is the expansion from the Sankarshana, which you saw here. The second Sankarshana. There are two sets of the Sankarshana Pradyumna called Chaturvyuha forms of the Lord. And here is Sankarshana. He, the one also expands to Sadashiva, and which is Vishnu Tattva, and he also expands to Mahavishnu, this Karnodaksha Vishnu. The Karnodaksha Vishnu is the one involved in the creation first. The creation involves three Purushas: Karnodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Shirodaksha Vishnu. Karnodaksha Vishnu, from the pores of his body, universes come, they get covered with the metal energy. Then is Garbhodaksha Vishnu, from his navel, Brahma is born, who takes charge of the creation. So Brahma, as you see here, is a secondary creator. And then Shiva, who is actually involved in contact with the metal energy. Therefore, Shivalinga is there, and Durga, we all know, is the wife of Lord Shiva, who give birth to all the living entities in this world. So in this picture, I tried to, in a very simple terms, this takes actually many hours explanation, and we have uploaded. I can give you the links for that. The 4-5 hours, you will enjoy. You can look for Goloka chart by Gokul Chandra Prabhu, one of our devotees, explained with a lot of stories, and really great fun to hear that.
Okay.
Yes.
One question.
I know.
One question.
This will cause a lot of questions and a lot of things. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, feel free.
One question I have, that why does we lose our memory when we go into different birth? You know, like you said, there was an exception that some like God,
Bharat.
so that they know what they have done wrong.
Okay. Now see, I know there was recently a divorce case in, I don't know, sometimes now I'm doing so many classes per day, forgive me if I repeat something. In Mangalore, there was a divorce case recently, one of our congregation. And the man was telling how his wife, the day after 15, 20 years of marriage, she broke up. And she said that, and she recalled every incident from the day she landed in the house. The day I came, you said this to me. They were really hold. Why she can't forget? And therefore, it's not good to remember everything. You think it's a great thing to remember? Better to forget. You can't move in life, you remember everything. And one thing. Number two, you say, okay, I don't remember previous lives. The previous life doesn't exist. You don't even remember what you ate yesterday sometimes. I don't remember one thing I studied in my engineering. One line I don't remember. That's true for almost most of us. So how you say memory is not a proof. We do forget. Okay, that is one. And it is Krishna's kindness you forget. How will you deal with this life? That anxieties of so many lives together, it will be a mess. It will be very difficult. It's Krishna's kindness you forget. What do you say? It says the pain of the birth in the womb makes you forget. That is one of the reasons I explained in the Shastra. It's miserable pain. I have not shown you the video. I'll show you the video. Is there any lag when I show you the video? Another video I wanted to show today is Ajamila's life. That will also be very interesting. How Ajamila got saved. We have made a puppet show on that. And that is one thing. And second thing, if you like, I'll show you the word of the unborn in the womb.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Actually, just now, one of the devotees asked one question. One of the question. I may interpret or I may understand like this. If we have a memory, we are continuously, since we don't have a memory, we are continuously doing sins and we are taking rebirths. So instead of getting a moksha, we should get the moksha. Finally, we should reach the Krishna. Na? So for that, doing papam punyam and taking births, instead of that, what is the way to reach Krishna finally? That is I think having memory, if I done mistake, if I remember, I don't repeat that. That's since we don't have a past memory, we are unconsciously doing the mistakes in every birth like that. I understood that question.
Yeah, no, that's okay. See, I always go reverse in analyzing anything. Reverse in the sense, just like Krishna lifted mountain, he's wonderful. Hannah, wonderful. So similarly, everything Krishna does is wonderful. The very design that we forget is actually wonderful. I go reverse instead of going in this way, and then I look how it is wonderful. Then I told you the answer how it is wonderful. That if you have memory of everything, you will be the anxiety of many births will crush you. Many births will crush you. Now, in fact, the world of the unborn in the child, the video I'm going to show you, Bhagavatam in the 3rd canto, 31st chapter, explains the conscience of the child in the womb, which should be of interest because the moment you understand I'm not body, I'm a soul, we should be curious what was I thinking in the womb. In medical science, it's just a lump of flesh. We say, no, I'm not a lump of flesh even now. I'm conscious entity. So Bhagavatam gives a beautiful description of child in the womb. It says there, Krishna does give you memory of 100 verse. Last 100.
Actually, when we are in the womb, we remember everything. The moment when we come out, some sheta vibe, something will make us to forget the memory like that.
Oh, you read about that? No, not only that. Beta! Oh, world is so wonderful. Forget God. This is wonderful. So much love in this world. They care about me so much. He forget. Actually, he makes a promise. Child makes a promise in the womb. My Lord, get me out of this place. I will fully surrender to you. Like many times we do. Somehow in difficulty, don't we say, my Lord, you please get me out of the difficult mess. I will become your good bhakta. Many acharyas.
But I understand.
A promise to the Lord.
Just a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, any
Prabhuji,
evidence
suppose
of
a child
moksha?
is born.
Any evidence of?
Prabhuji, any evidence of moksha?
Of?
Moksha.
No, Bhagavatam is full of the success stories of so many people who achieve the Lord's lotus feet. Full. The Ajamila, whole story is recounted and collected in the Bhagavatam. Or even the difficult position, embarrassed by, the prostitute. Slowly he revived himself.
Prabhuji, like some child is born with all the defects, and he could not. How would he, if he does not even remember? So what karma? What is he's facing? If he's in the womb and he has remembers all the memories, in the next generation, if he's actually very very like disabled, and he could not even eat and he could not do anything, so then how does he? What is he going to? He's just suffering from his previous karma, but how is he doing karma? Like because he's dependent.
See what happens. There are various dimensions to it. Some dimension I want to reveal a bit later because there are some more elements logically to build up. Then I can tell about certain things. Okay, now number one thing, if it is that interesting thing that before getting you do some simple act, then I'm just saying, you are saying if you were God, you would have managed it in a different situation, correct? If suppose somebody does a bad activity and straight a big slap comes on his head, take it, and I'm sorry. Huh? So see, there are so many things involved. There is one thing is that two things are involved for Krishna's mind. Let me just take some equal. Two things are there in Krishna's mind. Number one in his mind is to give everybody an opportunity for independent enjoyment because they have come for that. Krishna doesn't want to force. So one side in his mind is to give him a chance to be independent and play the king. Give him an experience of that, then he gets frustrated. See, just like a son, Papa, I don't want to live with you. Beta, don't go. No, I don't want to live with you. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, why did Krishna send us to this world at all? Prabhupada said, you forced her. You forced her. So just like a child sometimes forces. I've seen sometimes children in the market, you see, they want something. They start, they sit down in a place and they start crying and they start beating the earth. Give me this, give me that. And Father said, okay, I'll give you. So we forced him. So Krishna said, I have two things in his mind. Nothing, he wants to be independent. I'll give him a chance to be independent. And whatever desires he develops for to be independent, I'll facilitate that. At the same time, Krishna is very keen to take us back. Therefore, he came and gave the message of Bhagavad Gita. And so many great acharyas who speak on his behalf in this world. So how much he can do, constantly. And in everybody's heart is a Paramatma. Always, Mata Smriti Jnana Vapohanam Cha. As a Paramatma also keeps inspiring. You can surrender, it's good. You see, inner voice we talk about, that's Paramatma standing there, speaking. But you don't listen to him. Just like you're in a marketplace, fish market, we don't listen. There's so much sound there. Because of mental desire, we don't listen. If the heart becomes purified, you can listen to him. He wants to guide you. So we should, instead of putting finger at Krishna, why don't we accept the open rebellion we have done? Why do we put finger at him? And what is it can do? He's trying to do the best. See, what more can he do? Such detailed creation. Say, a normal company, just try to understand this model. A normal car company doesn't make more than 10, 15 models with all the variants it has. Krishna makes 84 lakh models. How much detail he has gone. It takes some effort. True, for him it's like, but still, there was an effort. No? How much he can do. We should be grateful for what he has done. And now you're on earth, you need air to breathe, you need sun. Everything is organized. Everything. You can't do any one of these things. We talk big things. This is going on Sunday, another sun, no? So the night we don't need bulb. No. It's not easy. Creation cannot be imitated. It's massive. True, we are sons of God. So something small, we can make a nuclear bomb, small thing, but we cannot compare like him. He's unimaginably great. So he makes so many arrangements, and in the heart sitting, consciously inspires us. You can surrender. Okay, come back. It's good for you. But no, I want to be independent. Okay, fine. He honors your freedom. So one side, a good father always honors the freedom of the child, at the same time gives a counsel. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives all the counsel to Arjuna, then he says, do what you want to do. Krishna doesn't want to force. Because there is no love in force. Why he doesn't want to force? If he forces, there is no happiness, no? There is fun when there is freedom. So Krishna gives us freedom, and out of freedom we choose not to serve him, but he still keeps inspiring. Just like you go to your house and you hold a gun on your wife, give me a glass of water. There is no fun, even if she brings a glass. Out of her choice, she has made some things for you. If he's so much happy. So Krishna wants that kind of love.
Guruji, one question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I had one question on the God's image, right?
Yeah.
Like Vedas.
Try to understand his plan.
Hello?
Yeah.
Guruji.
So on the image of the God, right? I mean, Vedas sometimes mostly describe saying that God is formless, he is omnipresent, eternal consciousness, like that. So just wanted to know on that point only. So like when you do meditation and all, sometimes they say that, okay, you need initially only the image, God image, to concentrate. After going at certain levels, you don't need it. There is no formulas and everything. So just getting
You are denying. How can you jump over Bhagavad Gita? The last chapter, it was very clear. Avyaktam Bhakti Mahapannam is for the fools. So why you want to be foolish now after hearing Bhagavad Gita? See, you cannot jump over Krishna's authority. Very now, Krishna has spoken, just now in the previous chapter. If you have this kind of conception that God doesn't have form and assume form in this world, it is for fools. So why you want to remain foolish after hearing Krishna? And see, see, all I can do is repeat what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. And if you want, I can show you the verse, word by word in the last chapter. What did Krishna say? Avyaktam Bhakti Mahapannam Mannate Mam Abhuddhaya. Krishna says only if you are not having buddhi, you will hold on to that conception. The point is, this kind of conception, I am very aware, very popular in public. The God doesn't, because a thief doesn't like to know police is there. He wants to avoid police. Therefore, there is no police. People like that kind of conception because in that they can continue with whatever they want. But a personal God is scary for a thief. So we want to avoid presence of God. So we like this kind of conception. And it's very popular in society. But you see, Krishna did not agree to that in the previous chapter. And he will continue to disagree chapter after chapter.
Okay, because only thing is, as you said, it's more popular. Like as you go up and up higher, then you feel that you don't require image. It's just formless. Initially, you need that kind of thing is going on. That's what I thought of. Just clarifying, like Krishna has one image, Vishnu has an image, Brahma has an image.
Let us discuss this point. I'm just getting the verse also for you. See, you just meditate on this point. Now, how will you enjoy? With form or without form? You can't even enjoy without form. Because How do you enjoy it? No, just think about yourself. Therefore,
Only with form. If there is form, only something image is, I mean, it's created in the mind. Others very difficult.
yeah, no, you personally can't enjoy without form. You can't eat a rasgulla without form. You need a tongue, and you can't see beautiful forms without form. So you need all these things, correct? To enjoy. So why, poor fellow God, you're taking away form? How will he enjoy a poor fellow without form? I'm just giving a common sense logic, layman's logic. Why you take away form from him? Let him enjoy. But his form is spiritual, which Krishna showed that. This is where the difference comes. See, what we try to do that, we try to project on God the matter of what we see in this world. That is where the mistake occurs. Because the God is not having material form, he's having spiritual form. We have a form which gives us pain. So what we feel is that if God also has a form, it will give him pain. So in my ultimate salvation or moksha, I should not have form. Why? Because then pain will be there. You understand? Just like this body is there. It can be affected with this virus. But if I have no body, then they will not be affected. Now can you see this verse I'm showing you? 24th verse of the 7th chapter. See, avyaktam. That means unmanifested, without a form and personality. Vyaktim apannam. So I do not have form and personality, and I have taken form and personality. This is not abuddhaya. Who accepts this? Person who doesn't have buddhi. Correct? I use a strong word, foolish, but you understand Krishna used that word. So I'm just representing the word. Do you get this point? This is very popular in society. Abuddhaya. Can you say abuddhaya means? Can you see? Less intelligent person.
In yellow, eyelid in Abuddhaya.
Yeah. Abuddhaya means he doesn't have buddhi. So this is the notes. If suppose I get a chance sometime, I can do detailed study of Gita. You see, I read word by word. And abuddhaya. See, from Gita I'm speaking. Abuddhaya means doesn't have buddhi. Avyakta vyakti. He did not have form, but he took a form. Manyate mam abuddhaya. Those who are not intelligent have this kind of conception. Param bhavam ajananto. They don't know my superior nature. That Krishna, see, when Krishna came, he did show a form, a spiritual form. Therefore, we see Krishna was lifting a mountain, correct? And we know in Varadev, he lifted the whole earth itself because Krishna form is spiritual. You cannot do with material form. In material form, if you lift a mountain, the finger will break. Even my water jar, if I lift, it will break after some time. For 7 days, Krishna was lifting and he was smiling. The small weightlifters we have in this world, their legs, hands are shaking. He's not shaking, you're smiling. Yeah. And your fruit also has other hand sometimes. Okay, no, please forgive me. I sometimes use strong word as a teacher. That's as a teacher I used to teach.
So because we have been told, or we have been made to believe. That's why this question came in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I knew I'm staying on this because I know this will be a major revolution for many of you. Even to Devi Devata will be a revolution. The standard Hinduism of today is like everybody is God, even you are God. There was one person was telling me, one Christian came to his place and he said the usual words Jesus. He said, you have any picture of it? He said, give me. He took the picture. It was very happy as a priest, oh, good. That person agreed in the moment. Then he went to the puja room. He had 500 pictures there. Everybody was there. Ganesha, Shiva, everybody we know, people know, Kartik, everyone. And he kept that picture in one corner. He said, yeah, okay, I'll worship him also. This is called actually pantheism. Now, the problem with pantheism is that they don't have any understanding. Just like I showed you Golaka chart. Let them show some chart. No? What's there? Nothing. They're not deeper understanding who is what. And what is prevalent in society after pantheism is that actually God isn't in any form, but you can imagine in any form which is convenient for you because meditation is difficult without form. That's what is very popular. It's fine, but I feel that something else the Shastra is speaking. This is, see, just like, what people are doing. In TV, there are serials, no Mahabharata, Ramayana, correct? Now the TV people, yes. What they know, the only thing they know how to make Saas Bahu serials. That's the only thing they know. So if you tell them to make Ramayana, Mahabharata, they pull down those, scripture which are very divine to Saas Bahu level only. They pull down the whole pastime and they think all drama going on at that level. Baba, it is something else. They never tell you Krishna is Lord, Lord Rama is Lord. They don't picturize it properly. So maybe they are the ones partly responsible. And maybe society also, see what happens. Many a time, who is Shiva, who is Durga, who is Ganesha. We have not invented those names. It is coming from Shastra. Correct? Let us go to the Shastra and see what is given. You will be surprised something else is given. What people do, just like many time people, without reading Gita, they understand Gita. Correct? Just pulling down Ramayana Mahabharata to Sas Bahu serial level. Then we try to picturize on our own level of understanding. So this is without hearing Gita. Suppose somebody wants to picturize Ganesha, Shiva, Krishna. This is what a normal man will picturize. Correct? Therefore, he has to read Gita because he comes to know we are not body, we are spirit, soul. This is the first information. And the second information about Paramatma, Bhagwan, when he hears, then he gets a clear picture. Otherwise, this is the picture we will get.
Hare Krishna, Namaste Prabhuji. I have question Prabhuji.
Yeah, feel free. Please. And if you feel still, now anybody, if he still feels that I'm wrong, you have to give me a pramana. Pramana means evidence from the Shastra, and I will analyze that. Okay, you can always, I'm ready to be corrected. My evidence is a Shastra because see, I don't know Shiva, I don't know Vishnu, and I've not seen any one of them. From the Shastra only we came to know those terms. So let us go back and see what the Shastra says. And Shastra upholds the position of Vishnu as supreme, and but has all great respect. Like in ISKCON, we never disrespect any Devi Devata. And at the end of the class, I'm offering prayers to Lord Shiva. Pancha kalpata rupascha kripa sindhuve evacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnava namo namo. This is prayer to Lord Shiva. I'm offering, he's a Param Vaishnava. I'm happily offering prayers to him.
Prabhuji, one clarification needed regarding Ajamela's story.
Oh,
In the end, he tells the word of Narayana. So we are all chanting the mantra of Hare Rama Hare Krishna, right? So
yes.
does it needs to be any name of Vishnu form or only Narayana, or like in this Kali Yuga, what should we chant to attain him? In Bhagavad Gita, I heard like whatever at the end of your last breath, whatever you say or ucharana will be you attain that in the next life. So is it like Vasudeva, Pratyumna, Aniruddha, Purushottama, like that? There's so many names, right? So which one is the best one to attain him in this Kali Yuga is what my question is.
Any name. There is no difference between names of the Lord. Advaitam Achyutanadi Anantarupam Nanamakari Bahudani. Just Lord have many names. Just like, see, Lord's names are because of his amazing qualities. And these names are all spiritual. So any name people we can chant.
No, but then you are saying right now any name is fine, but then again you are saying that like Shiva, we cannot. Shiva means again you attain Shiva Tattva, right? Like that's what I was not getting.
If you chant Shiva's name, then you go here, you will go to Mahesh Dhama. So Mahesh Dhama, you don't have opportunity service to Narayana. Mahesh Dhama is more for, you can see the Brahma Jyoti, I am that, Tattvamasi. That's what Shankaracharya Shiva teaches about that. Correct? Shankaracharya Shiva only. That's why he teaches Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. You will reach Mahesh Dhama. But there is no activity, there is no devotion service. And how long you can stay without activity, you'll fall down from that. Come back to the middle world. It's not permanent also.
True.
Correct?
That's the reason why I am asking, like,
you
what are the names or mantras or that we can.
Any name of Vishnu you can chant, you will go to the spiritual world. And you may have a specific attachment. Some people like Prahlad Maharaj was attached to Narasimha Deva, Hanuman attached to Lord Rama. You may have that personal attachment. We recommend chanting the Hare Krishna mantra because of Brahma's advice. Brahma said, Iti Shodashaka Namana Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. They destroy all the bad effects to Kali. So on Brahma's advice, we chant Hare Krishna mantra. Krishna name includes all of the names of Vishnu. It includes. Because all the qualities of Vishnu makes God most attractive. And this is a name preferred and chosen by Mother Yashoda, which is most intimate devotee of the Lord, isn't it? Radharani. It attracts, see, because mostly people attract powers is creation, maintenance, destruction, correct? But beyond creation, maintenance, destruction, powers of God, sweetness of God, that people see. Mother Yashoda is not interested that Krishna is a creator, maintainer. She's not bothered about that. She is such a sweet boy. It attracts. So Krishna's personal qualities are attracting advanced devotees. Those who are not very advanced are attracted by Krishna's powers. True. But most advanced are not interested in the power. They are interested in his sweetness. That is Krishna. He attracts everybody by his sweet quality.
Guruji, I have a doubt, Guruji.
Yeah.
Are we all sinners to take a birth like a human?
Are we all?
Or sinners to take a birth like human, or it is a blissful thing that we took a birth like human?
No, not in the sense of sinners, but anybody coming in the material world, we are all thinking we are in the spiritual world now. I tell you. That's why I told you, when a hand gets cut, we can't believe, because we are thinking we are still in the spiritual body. The moment we become conscious that I am not in a spiritual body, just like you are sitting inside a jail, you may not be aware I'm in a jail. Look at it, Kaidi number is there. Oh, I'm sitting inside jail. So when you see the body is made of matter, you know you're inside a jail. In sinner, in the sense, we left the service to the Lord. That was not good step what we did. That was not good. We should not have done that.
We always, I was taught in such a way that, because of the punyams, we took the human life.
Because of?
Like, because of the punyams, which we
No,
made it, the bliss.
You made it up to human life after lakhs and lakhs of forms. See, you can get.
Kshine punye madhyalokam vishanti.
Oh, we have a scholar here. Yes.
Sir.
Martolokam vishanti. When the punya gather, you see, actually what happens when you have punya, you're not on earth, you're in heaven, which is within the material world. You saw the bhu, bhuva, swa, you saw the higher places, you are on these places. But human life is very important, because from here you can go anywhere. You can go to higher lokas, or you can go down now. So that's why it is where the picture here.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Can you see, you're in human form of life. Instead of saying how I came, better what can I do now? So from here, you are here now. Okay, Vedic Cosmos, you are here. From here, you can go up, 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 up. If you are very pious, very sattvic, you can go even to Brahma Loka, stay with Brahma. Or you can, if you are very spiritual, go straight to the Vaikuntha Loka. Or if you have got disgust with the material world, but still do not develop desire to serve the Lord, you can go till Mahesh Dhama. Okay? Devi Mahesh Haridham Ishuteshu Teshu. See, this is, can you see Mahesh Dhama? This is Devi Dhama below. We are here, Devi Dhama. Mahesh Dhama is above. This is called Hari Dhama, called also Vaikuntha, and Goloka Dhama, Golok Vrindavan. So you have 4 choices where to stay. Presently, we are here, somewhere here. I wish I had a big telescope. I could have shown you also. You are somewhere, like Krishna showed to Mother Yashoda in his mouth the whole universe, and he showed her also looking at his mouth, inside that mouth. I'm not able to do that, but I could have shown you somewhere you are here.
Thank you.
Prabhu, I have a question. Prabhu?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so the Padmanabha Swami, or the Swami who is in the ocean, from the Nabi, Brahmam Garu got created, who is another form of Vishnu, and also Shivudu got.
No, Brahma is not another form of Vishnu. Brahma is a jiva, like one of us, but to the most elevated post. He directly born from Lord Vishnu. He doesn't even take help of his. Generally, when a man wants to give birth, he takes help of the wife. Vishnu is independent. Doesn't even take help of his wife. Directly from his navel, he gives birth to Brahma. So Brahma in that sense is very special, and his body is very, very special. It's extremely powerful, Brahma. Okay. But it's all delegated power, because he has to do creation. No? Suppose you send your child to buy something, you have to give money. So Krishna is giving him delegating power for creation and intelligence for creation. Therefore, he has a very powerful existence.
And Lord Shiva is another form of Vishnu, is that correct? And he got in touch with material.
Shiva Tattva is a little difficult to understand in the beginning. There are much more details to it. I don't want to complicate it. He's almost Vishnu, you take it. Almost Vishnu. But still, that almost is there. Like milk turns into curd, it is milk at the same time, not milk.
Okay. So we understand Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahman, and who created the wife of Padmanabha Swami, who is sleeping, and why I'm not bringing the false feminism or anything, but out of curiosity, not related to the current situation, but why is who created Devi, Rama Devi, or the wife
The
of
wife, see,
Vishnu?
yeah, Radhini. See, always the Lord's energy, the pleasure potency of the Lord is called Radharani. Radhana Pranash Virakti Radhini Shakti Asmat. She is the pleasure potency of the Lord. Okay? Okay?
Hare Krishna.
Now, let me complete. Now, when Krishna expands as Narayana, she accompanies him as Lakshmi. And when Krishna expands as Shiva, she expands as
Parvati.
yeah, she always accompanies the Lord. Ardhangini, what you say, always with the Lord. And she is the like a mother for all of us, and she is more merciful form of God than even the Lord. So if you want to approach Krishna, just like in Vrindavan, they don't say Krishna, they say Radhe Radhe if you're gone. Because you know she through her it's easy. Your mother is always more merciful than the father, correct? So through her it is easy. So you cannot say two in the sense Radha Krishna Pranay Vrikriti Haladi Shakti Asmat. It's a pleasure. You cannot separate energy from the energetic. Like, can you separate sunshine from the sun? Then it's not sun. Correct?
Yes.
So it's inseparable. Radha and Krishna are inseparable. Therefore, you would have seen many pictures where they show Lakshmi and Narayana together in one form itself, or Shiva and Parvati in one form. Correct?
Yes.
You would have seen, because you cannot separate the two. You see, there is no meaning of sun without sunshine. Correct? And sunshine cannot exist without sun. So the potency of the Lord, pleasure potency of the Lord is manifested as Radharani, called Radhini Shakti.
Okay.
It's true. The wife always serves the husband. It's true. But people don't like that today.
So, who created Rama Devi? Is it a creation or it coexisted with the Vishnu?
Yeah, it's just like sunshine is always there when sun is there. Even you for that matter. For you for that matter. Forget about Lakshmi. You can say when I was created. No, you're always there. When sun is there, sunshine is always there. So you are also one of the potencies of the Lord, and Radharani is also Radhini Shakti of the Lord.
Okay, so in this discussion, my knowledge is very poor. I'm learning. Bhagavan Krishna has 3 wives: Rukmini, Satyabhama, and
That
I
is
mean,
expansion of Radharani. When Krishna's past Leela, Krishna's Leela in Mathura and Dwarka, she expands as all the different wives.
Different forms of same Devi.
Yes. You see, there are different moods of each one. The Satyabhama was always fighting with Krishna. Always she fight. Rukmini is very pious. So they give, each, just like you have 10 children, each have different mood, and it's a different pleasure with each child. You cannot, a child is not photostat copy, correct? So therefore, all these wives of Krishna are actually originally in the spiritual world. They come down to give pleasure to the, to give pleasure to the different moods. Each have a different mood, and it's pleasure. But Krishna was there in every palace in Dwarka, which is amazing, with each one of them.
Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
My apologies if I'm not apt in the question. I'm sorry. Actually, you told the story of the priest who approached the prostitute and he lived with her. Actually, it was a mistake done by him, but actually he was able to reach Mahavishnu or Krishna at the end. But without doing any known sin, his parents and his wife and child went to a lot of suffering because of him. The wife lost the husband, and the child should have lived without a father, and the parents without the child. How is it to be? I don't know how to accept those things, because if
see what happens. What happens? See, look at it. See, Krishna is always a well-wisher. Everybody is spitting at him, just like you think about your day. A mother in the world is similar example. Mother never, everybody abandons the child, not the mother, correct? Even in the case we had in India recently, where the 4 men were hung, remember?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
had done the big thing in Delhi, the 4 men were hung recently. You know, the mother was in the court and crying, please forgive my child. You know that? Correct?
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. She was crying. She fell at the feet of the mother or the daughter, no, who the girl had died. Please, you can pardon my son. It happened from him. So Krishna, mother gives a glimpse. Krishna's love is even much more intense. He was thinking how to save this child, what he has done, how to save him. So then you see, he has not just pardoned him forever. He made him do the tapasya. Correct? So he made him, when he started chanting Narayana name, he started coming into his senses. Krishna is not going to eternally condemn any child. He's not going to eternally condemn anybody. Okay, mistake happened. But he's thinking how to save this person. Therefore, when Vishnudas came, he heard the narration. He heard the big debate. They said, no. And the Yamudutas kept telling what a sinner he was. He did this, he did that. And Vishnudas was saying, no, we want to give him another chance. So anybody is always we also in a life want another chance. So give me a chance. I'll improve. So they gave a chance for improvement. Not that they said, okay, now we're going to take to Vaikuntha. And he went down to Varanasi and he sat down. And I'm saying we are neglecting what he must have gone through in Varanasi. When you come out of any bad habit, it requires tremendous tapasya. To change consciousness, to purify consciousness, it needs tears and tears of repentance. And it needs a lot of tapasya to change. It doesn't happen in a wishful thinking. Okay, I want to become a good man. No, sir. Daily we have to do intense tapasya. He has done that. We are not counting. We are ignoring that. And why God should not give a chance? See, even a president of a country can give mercy. Correct? They gave mercy petition to the president. He had the so we cannot take away the power from the Lord to give a chance. He gave a chance.
No,
But
Prabhuji, my question is that
Prabhu, we are discussing the protagonist here. What about the mother,
parents
father, and the
allowed
wife?
to suffer?
They didn't do any
okay,
mistake.
no, okay. Your question was that why did the father see what happens? Suppose I come, I want to give you a slap. Take an example. Unless it's your karma, you cannot get a slap. But I create a karma now. So he did create a karma, but parents and the wife were getting reaction to their past karma. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, now I defended Krishna's action. See, I'm a Krishna Bhakta, I have to defend Krishna's action. Now I'm not just doing that, but everybody, nothing lamentable happens in our life. You see, even Mahabharata, everything there is a reason behind. Everything, whichever good or bad happened, the Mahabharata gives a reason, some blessing occurs of this life, even a previous life, isn't it? Correct? Everybody they give. That's how it is whole thing going on actually. Some blessing curse, some karma is involved in our life. So something they would have done previously, but at least now look at ourselves. So forget about other people. Let us, always I say, look at good qualities in others, look at fault in yourself if you want to advance. Krishna will not take me to the spiritual world unless I get 100 out of 100. Therefore, look at our own faults and try to improve. Always try to.
Thanks, Guruji. Thank you.
Okay.
Guruji, one last question. I think I've learned a lot. One thing that like it may be the same thing. Like when the child is born with lot of defects, right? So he cannot. So he cannot. Is he suffering from his previous karma? And if he's suffering from his previous karma, how could he do any other karma to improve? Because if the child is sometimes child like cerebral palsy, they cannot speak, they cannot talk, they are just totally dependent. So we can say they are suffering from their previous karma, but how will they improve? Means we can say the parents are suffering from their previous karma because the mother is lamenting, why my child. So probably she is being suffering from her previous karma. The child itself is suffering from his previous karma. And how will child, like by God's will, how would child do karma to improve him for the next life?
See, number one
because
is that.
he's disabled.
Now, suppose I have a child like that. Suppose I would have a child like that. Today, the medical terms, they will say kill the child. That's what they do, correct? If the parents come to know in the womb the child is defective, they say kill him. We don't want him. Today, it has come to that extent. We cannot murder. That's murder. Poor fellow, because of past karma, you cannot, just like a child is, there is no difference a child in the womb and child outside. There is no difference. Both are living. But today that should not happen, but they kill the child in the womb, as good as killing. So he should not be killed. Now, what do for the child? If you are the parents, do some kirtan for him. Read Gita Bhagavatam for him. That you can give him prasadam, give him some charnamrita. You understand? If suppose, help him, instead of help him to come, Ajamila, help him. Because karma will get killed only by the grace of the Lord. Karma is not permanent. Not that I have to, there is a karma, I have to go to like Ajamila case. Karma was washed away by his devotion service. Everything is eternal. The 5 subjects of Gita, Jiva, Aishara, Kala, Karma, Prakriti, everything is eternal except karma. Karma can be changed. You understand? Anybody can change it. And that's what we are doing now. While we're chanting Hare Krishna or reading Bhagavad Gita, we can change the karma itself. So karma
can you change the karma of the child? Because if he cannot chant, like if I am a father or a mother, and my child has done, but he cannot do anything, right?
You can change.
So can I change the karma of my child?
Yeah, see what happens. As per therefore there is a slight difference between animal life and human life. We can create karma only in human form of life. In animal life, we cannot do, because animal life is like exified. We only go through the animal life is for people who want to learn by experience. Correct? When somebody becomes very sinful, Krishna takes it to animal form, because there is no sin and there is all kind of enjoyment without sin. Correct? Because you have no freedom there. You just go through experience after experience after, like a tiger jumps on a goat. There is no sin. He has no freedom. He has to eat them. So you go through the experience of enjoyment of different varieties. But when you come to human form of life, that is spatial. So because he's born as human life, there is an opportunity for him for changing his karma. Otherwise, Krishna will not give him human birth. He would have taken to animal form itself. You got it? So he has come to the human form of life. There is always, just like human form of life, that as much I may have past karma which is crushing. We say, I'm a drug addict, correct? I may be a liquorist. But there is always a reformation center for that. Because why? We can change it. So there is a window always. Even if you're locked in a room, there is a window to jump out always in human form of life. Always there is a window for us. We can come out of our kind of habits, our desires, and there is an opportunity for me to surrender. As much I may be crushed. In fact, even if talked in the beginning of the movement, some of the people who came to our Acharya were drug addicts. Hippies of many times drug addicts, isn't it? And within days it turned them around and made them important. So a person can change his karma by taking shelter of the Lord. That is possible. See, generally,
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So, okay, we close for the day. I know today we're showing the Goloka chart and talking about the Shiva and Devi. I have created full Pandora box. I know that. I'm aware. Because I'm aware. Even I was into same thoughts previously. I'm aware. So you can read. So I wish you can all read the notes. Okay? We will meet tomorrow.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.